Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
We welcome you to another edition of the news here in our studio, Star TV. I am your presenter, Dadocha. In the headlines tonight, second wave of COVID-19 hits Gambia as 19 new cases recorded in a day. Civil society organization embarked on cleaning exercise. Women Empowerment Project donates item to Imam Malik Mutuari. On the international scene, impeachment, U.S. Democrats introduce 2 nations against Trump. COVID-19, Mexico records world's highest health workers' mortality. Indonesia searches for flight recorder of a crashed plane. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. In the 243rd National Situation Report since the confirmation of the first case of the novel coronavirus disease, COVID-19, in the Gambia in March 2020, 19 new cases registered in a day, bringing the total number of COVID-19 cases ever confirmed in the country to 3,876. Khadijatu Danso tells us more.
The median age of the new cases, 16 male and 3 female, is 39, range 9 to 83 years, while 3 of the new cases had their sample mandatorily collected at the airport upon traveling into the country without valid test results. 1 is epi-linked to recent cases. Meanwhile, 3 were tested for being sick with flu-like symptoms. The remaining 13, 68%, sought to be tested on account of being intending travelers. 570 new laboratory test results received, 18 from MRC and 552 from NPHL. Of these, 19 new samples tested positive, representing a 3.3% test positivity rate. 5 new tests returned indeterminate. 60 high-risk contacts of recent confirmed cases have been identified and their follow-ups began in earnest. 1 new COVID-19 patient got discharged. 1 COVID-19 patient absconded from the Ndemban Clinic Treatment Center. 16 people were newly taken into hotel quarantine. 16 people were newly taken into hotel quarantine for coming into the country without valid negative COVID-19 PCR test certificate but have since been discharged. The country currently has no people in hotel quarantine, 72 active cases, and a crude case fatality ratio of 3.2%. The Ministry of Health urges the public to continue adhering to the COVID-19 regulations. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Khadijatu Danso.
A civil society organization called together Africa Gambia in partnership with vigorous foundations and the Brikama Area Council embarked on a cleaning exercise at the Old Yundum Market and Tangier Fish landing site, which was promoted by pollution, the unhealthy condition of the market and its surrounding. More on this story with Awasane.
The bad conditions of the market prompted the civil society to embark on cleansing exercise at the Old Yundum and Tangier Fish landing sites to improve their hygienic conditions to promote healthy environments. The Secretary General of Together Africa Gambia, Dam Toure, said the other bodies, especially the Brikama Area Council, as the market is under it, motivated them to participate more in the exercise. since the council couldn't do it alone. Mr. Ture added that when they did a visibility study, they found out that the market needed to be cleaned as Old Yundum is among the largest markets in the country, but it lacks proper care. That was why, as a civil society organization, deems it necessary to practice in the cleansing exercise. Lamin Jambe, the chairperson of the organization, also said the cleaning exercise will be a continual process. They started at the Brikama market and moved to the Old Yundum and Tanjefis market. This is mainly because their concern is to improve the sanitary condition of the markets.
When you talk of development, as a civil society organization, we deem necessary to involve the stakeholders of the region, because we feel is the right way and we feel that's how it should be. Because as a civil society organization, we alone cannot do this. So it's need for us to bring the stakeholders, on board.
The Tanje Fish Landing site is one of the busiest commercial places in the Kampasat district. Though its natives are ready to always help to keep it clean and healthy, they need other stakeholders to also participate, since it is not only the council's responsibility. Vendors in the market appreciated the initiative and said they need more cleaning, especially in the weekend. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasane.
The Women Empowerment Project on Saturday donated items to Imam Malik Muchori. The items included soap, kettle, buckets, and many others. The support came through women who are in the diaspora, complementing the efforts of the government towards national development. Hadija Jofas in this report.
The Women Empowerment Project is an association which is here to complement the effort of the government in helping the health sector and also the needy people. The association founders are in the diaspora, funding so many projects in the Gambia. Fatou Bojang said they deemed it necessary to bring the items to Imam Malik Muchwari to boost the efforts of the youth of the area. She assured that they will do more to help the community. We deemed it necessary to help the Imam Malik Muchwari because we knew that they needed support. However, this is not the only place we have supported. We have been to so many places to render help to the needy people. She further thanked all their partners who are abroad supporting them to help the needy people in the Gambia. She further stated that all the items the youth of Imam Malik requested from them will be provided for them. Ndaimbai said that the reason why they formed the association was to help the needy people, and they are working tirelessly to see that they fulfill the requests of the needy people in the country.
Dimbali ci jumaa yi, ci school, ci daara yi, prison.
We have been to so many places like schools, hospitals, prisons, daras and tanka. The Brikama Hospital Labor Ward is a ward we are in charge of. We ensure that all what the women need during and after labor is provided for them, and we will go a long way to help the people. She also thanked all those from the diaspora who are supporting them in order to see that the needy people's desires are fulfilled. She also thanked all those from the communities they visited to support. Usman, a teacher from Imam Malik, said he is very happy with the materials they received from the Women's Empowerment Project. He further urged them to help them build classrooms for the children who are memorizing the Holy Quran at their school. For Star TV News, I am Hadijaju.
Those were the local stories. We will be back with the international news after this short break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
And now beyond our borders. The U.S. House of Representatives has introduced an article of impeachment against President Donald Trump for his role in his supporters who stormed the Capitol building last week in a violence unsuccessfully aimed at stopping Congress from satisfying incoming President Joe Biden's election win. Led to at least 5 deaths and 25 arrested related to the domestic terrorism. House Democrats said they plan to vote in impeachment Trump on Wednesday. Al Jazeera's Henda Zong Gratis reports from Washington, D.C., the U.S.
This is the insurrection that President Trump is accused of fueling, as alleged in the single article of impeachment introduced to Congress on Monday. Incited by President Trump, the article reads, members of the crowd he had addressed unlawfully breached and vandalized the Capitol, injured and killed law enforcement personnel, menaced members of Congress, the vice president, and congressional personnel, and engaged in other violent, deadly, destructive, and seditious acts. This doesn't mean Trump has been impeached. That would take a House vote, likely to happen Wednesday. Close to a majority of House members have said they'll vote yes, in a move that would make Trump the only U.S. president to be impeached twice. The impeachment would then move to the Senate, where Trump would go on trial. Given that his term ends a week from Wednesday, the trial would be after Trump leaves office. A conviction requiring the vote of at least 17 Republican senators would bar him from holding future office.
Impeachment and conviction at this point would serve the purpose of keeping him from running again in 2024. And that would be a significant safety event. So I don't think this is pure theater.
House Resolution 21.
House Democrats are also trying to push out Trump sooner, claiming each day he's in office is a danger to the country. But a Republican objection Monday quickly delayed that effort.
I object.
The resolution demanding Vice President Mike Pence invoke the 25th Amendment to immediately remove Trump from office will return to the floor Tuesday. Pence is unlikely to oblige. One reason, his own presidential ambitions. Another, concern about further inflaming the radicalism of some Trump supporters. The FBI is warning that armed groups are planning to travel to Washington to incite more violence and respond if Pence invokes the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office. Soldiers now stand guard outside the U.S. Capitol, with between 10 and 15,000 National Guard troops expected here by Saturday.
Am I scared? If I'm scared of anything, it's for our democracy, because we have very extreme factions in our country that are armed and dangerous.
The district's mayor has asked for a pre-emergency disaster declaration ahead of Joe Biden's inauguration to further facilitate security planning. But the person who must grant the declaration is Trump himself. The man holed up and isolated inside the White House as his presidency ticks away and the calls for his removal rage louder. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Mexico has asked the United States to extend restrictions of non-essential travelers at the border. It comes as healthcare workers in Mexico plead to people to follow the rules to help keep them safe. Al Jazeera's March Warapu reports from Mexico City.
Health workers in Mexico say they're at a breaking point. The still worsening health crisis has taken an especially high toll on medical professionals. According to the government's own data, almost 2,500 people employed in the nation's health sector have died since the start of the outbreak. Doctors and nurses from the National Public Health Service recently published an emotional plea on social media, saying that many of them have reached the point of physical and emotional exhaustion.
Por favor. We're begging you, do not expose yourself to contagion. Don't become a transmitter of the disease.
Mexico remains one of the countries hardest hit by the pandemic. The nation's economy is hurting as well. On Monday, restaurant workers protested against containment measures, which have led many businesses to close their doors.
Somos trabajadores a los que nos están condenando.
We are workers that are being condemned to unemployment. We're small business owners that are being driven to bankruptcy. And we're not the only ones. Behind every plate of food
is a long production line.
Since the start of the outbreak in Mexico, much of the debate over how to strike a balance between curbing transmission of coronavirus and preserving the health of the economy has taken the form of protests like this one outside Mexico's National Palace. In an effort to curb contagion, government officials have reinstated partial lockdown measures in Mexico City. At the same time, however, daily deaths and new coronavirus cases have both soared to record highs, pushing many medical facilities to the limit.
Patients have to wait for 4 or 5 hours. There are no beds, there are no ventilators, there is no oxygen. Queues are very long. Sometimes we have to wait and fight over beds. The situation is out of control.
Though a national vaccination program is slowly being rolled out, health experts have stepped up efforts to warn the population of the ongoing risks of the virus. Adding another layer of worry has been the announcement that the first case of a mutated strain of COVID-19, first spotted last year in the United Kingdom, was recently detected in the Mexican state of Tamaulipas. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
An Indonesian search team has uncovered more human remains in the Java Sea days after a passenger plane crashed just minutes after takeoff. Al Jazeera's Jessica Washington has the latest from Indonesia.
Off the coast of the Indonesian capital, the search for answers continues by air and sea. Divers combed the seabed looking for anything that could be from the plane and its passengers. More resources are being poured into the effort, with additional Navy vessels joining the operation.
We'll try to retrieve anything we can, debris, victims, anything. The quicker we find the victims, the better.
This is some of what remains of the Boeing 737-500, which was on a domestic flight from Jakarta to Pontianak on Borneo Island. The aircraft was at least 26 years old. Scraps of metal were brought to this port in Jakarta's north. Most are mangled beyond recognition. Divers brought back a number of items, including children's clothing. There were 10 children on board. Divers are continuing their search of the Java Sea and have brought back some of what they found here to Tanjung Priok port in North Jakarta. That includes some personal belongings of some of the 62 individuals on board and also, tragically, human remains. Police are sorting that evidence now here at the port, and it will be sent for further investigation. At this hospital in Jakarta, the relatives of the 50 passengers and 12 crew on board Sriwijaya Air Flight 182 are working with authorities to identify the remains of some victims. Dozens have already given their DNA samples to help with the process. Indonesia's aviation record is one of the worst in Asia, with many families in recent years left devastated after plane crashes. Nanik Zakazi's family now joins that list. Her daughter, her 2 granddaughters and their nanny were on board the flight.
I tried to call her at 3 o'clock, but I couldn't get through. An hour later, I tried to call her husband. He was already waiting for them at the airport. He cried on the phone. When I asked him what happened, he told me the plane lost contact.
She says she's still praying for her family and everyone else on board. Jessica Washington, Al Jazeera, Jakarta.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. Second wave of COVID-19 hits Gambia as 19 new cases recorded in a day. Civil society organization embarked on cleaning exercise. Women Empowerment Project donates item to Imam Malik Mutuari. On the international scene, impeachment, U.S. Democrats introduce 2 nations against Trump. COVID-19 Mexico records world's highest health workers mortality. Indonesia searches for flight recorder of a crashed plane. And that's all for this edition of the news. Thank you for watching and join us for tomorrow's news.